Hey guys, I'm gonna be doing analysis review. I don't know of CLG. This is only directed at CLG, not for TL. Um, I'm watching this live right now, just before the game is starting. I don't really think there's anything to note. CLG, they're looking better than they were at the very beginning. Still a little bit underwhelming in my opinion. Well, actually, very underwhelming in my opinion. Although I think most teams in the league right now would just look really underwhelming as well. Um, and TL looking really good, obviously. So it's going to be tough, but we're not going to make decisions or, sorry, we're not going to like critique their draft based off of the players. We're going to critique it based off the champions. There is value in critiquing based off the people who are playing. Like for example, you would you know in the previous Team Liquid's team, you want to play around double lift, and so you're not going to say, oh, Impact should play like Jace or something, um, because he's probably better on a tank to serve for double lift and yeah. Um, so, anyways, we're just I guess we're getting into the champ select. And York was banned first off. Okay. I'm fine with this ban. CLG has his red side, so they get last pick. York seems to be pretty strong right now. And Impact can't first pick it because they tried to first pick it before, and it just got countered too hard by the Jacks. And now this didn't have to do with Impact; it just had to do with York first pick, not the best thing. Lucian's still seeing ban. I don't really like this ban because I feel like Lucian has become a lot weaker after the nerfs to his W. I don't think it's a terrible, but I still don't think it's very good. Thresh. Um, I don't. So, just to start things off, what the hell? I don't really think that Team Liquid should be banning Thresh. I don't really think any team should be banning Thresh unless they're like super overpowered. Thresh already saw nerfs. They're pretty meaningless nerfs, but he's strong in solo queue because people don't know how to play around Thresh. I don't. I really don't like the Thresh ban. I don't really think it accomplishes anything. Silas. I mean, I guess this might show that like, oh, maybe this team's trying to pick champions like with like really good ultimates. So like Zillion, Malzahar, maybe Kindred, Scion top is pretty good with Silas. The Alistar support is also pretty good for Silas. Things like this. Um, I'm thinking more about like the Malzahar and also about the Zillion. So we have to keep that in mind. Yeah, we're just gonna wait for Team Liquid to ban. So Sejuani. So these are three pretty weird bans. Not weird. I don't. They make sense individually, but so far, Team Liquid's really not showing their hand, while CLG is showing it more, but also not showing their hand too much. Right now, there's a lot of picks left open. Rek'Sai's pretty strong for an aggressive early game jungler, so Wiggly might want to be picking that up, or maybe even Team Liquid. I don't imagine Xmithy is going to play something like Rek'Sai, especially since Rek'Sai does well into Sejuani. Um, so we'll see. Anyways, for the ban, well, since they're not, I guess they're really trying not to show anything. You would definitely want to ban like a more supportive champion. Oh, Core JJ is great on many champions, so it's really hard to like ban anything out in specific. Sure, Galio is a decent support right now, pretty good. So it looks like Team Liquid opted for the Ezreal. So right here, what would I do? It depends on what their game plan is, and I don't want to make assumptions on what the game plan should be, right? I think Rek'Sai is pretty strong, but it's not great against Ezreal because you can get kited and just push back a lot. So I don't really like that. J4 also can. Ezreal is just so good because of how slippery it is. Right now, I'd probably match with my 80 carry and jungler, and I'll hold my support pick. Um, Against an Ezreal, probably go Sivir here. Sivir plus what's a good jungler with Sivir? Um, there aren't too many like ridiculously strong junglers now. Jungle is in a pretty weak position. Maybe you can like hold on that. I guess I'd pick Sivir for sure though. And maybe like a Scion if they wanted to go that direction. I don't think. Yeah, that's probably one of the better options. Like a Scion plus Sivir. Or, yeah. What they should not do is pick Aatrox. Even though Aatrox won last game with like C9 versus TSM, I still think that Aatrox is pretty terrible. Okay, so wow, they do go for the Sivir. Okay, and Scion, I don't hate other picking a jungler here. It just depends on the direction they want to go. I don't like Rek'Sai with this, but we'll see what they pick. J4. Yeah, so I brought up J4 before. It's good with the Sivir, but again, it's not great against Ezreal. But yeah, that was fun. I think so far we're okay because we can't draft the whole team comp based around the one champion. I don't love the Tahm Kench here, but we're not talking about Team Liquid, but Tahm Kench plus Ezreal's OP. What you could do is pick like Morgana here, or actually I would wait on the supports honestly, or would I wait on it? So that's most likely Jace mid, by the way. I would call that bluff. I'd probably pick like either Scion here, or like a good defensive top laner. So like Scion, if you want to pick that. I wouldn't pick Malphite here, but Scion. I still think he's okay even after the nerfs. I don't like Braum. Braum's pretty bad here. I would much rather have a Morgana or even an Alistar. Alistar's okay as well. I think that's probably their first mistake. So we're banning. I'm gonna assume this is mid. But even then, you have a jungle pick. They don't have a jungle pick. This can be flexed. So 2 jungle bans is probably good. Jungle bans can be Rek'Sai, strong early game. Want to get this guy ahead. That's pretty decent. Somebody else who gets either one of these ahead. I don't know. There's like champs like Lee Sin or whatever that you can also ban out. Those I wouldn't hate those 2 bans. Rek'Sai plus Lee Sin. Really don't like that mid pick. I really don't assume Impact is going to be playing Jace. Also, this could be Jarvan top, by the way. Which could be better. Then they can play a different jungler. But it'd be really strange because since they're red side, then they'd be last picking their jungler. I mean, I guess they'd still be flexing this, so this can still be played jungle. Yeah. I guess you'd pick like your mid here next, and so that's why they're banning out mids. Yeah, okay, makes sense. Understandable. Oh yeah, Olaf actually would have been a decent ban. They ban out the Olaf because apparently Olaf top isn't that bad, but also Olaf jungle is pretty good, and this can be going top. So yeah, LeBlanc's not that bad. Against this team, yeah, Gragas is good, but then you have to ask yourself, why would you ban Gragas if you just took like the Morgana here, But whatever. Plus, like Morgana's like pretty good into Tahm Kench for multiple reasons. If you eat somebody, you can snare him, and you can just snare him in general. When you ult, you can have 2 people ulted and his W doesn't do anything. Decent laning, good push with with Sivir, making sure that Ezreal can't really get any Klepto stacks. And in this case, if you had this, then you wouldn't really have to ban out. You wouldn't have to ban out Gragas because they don't have good engage, and so you can just Black Shield whoever Gragas is going on. That's why you would actually, in that case, you would ban the Olaf. But since they banned it, it's fine. But I would expect to ban an Olaf and then like maybe you don't have to ban Lee Sin, but probably, and actually no, Rek'Sai wouldn't be that bad. So yeah, like Lee Sin would be okay. Okay. Let's see the next. So here, like I said, pick a mid laner, especially since you banned the LeBlanc. Picking mid laner here. For strong mid laners, people are starting to pick up like Victor. I think mid lane is pretty terrible right now. And that's why we're seeing champs like Zoe come back and like Victor come back. Again, since this can be Jace, you still have to be careful. Probably gonna play Orianna. Pretty good blind pick. Good against these two guys. Good with J4. Okay with Braum. Yeah, it'd be a solid pick right here. Oh, wow, I didn't even see this. Oh, I'm retarded. Okay, wait, how can I hide this? Okay, my bad. I didn't even see this. Holy. Okay, luckily I didn't see the rest of it. I don't know if this Ornn is getting locked. Oh, it got locked in. Okay, so I guess it's going to be Orianna. Okay, so we already know that. Although I really think that the Orianna should have been picked here and not last. Let's see what this having last does. Or having Orianna be last does to this Ornn pick. Okay, so it looks like they're going to opt in for the Orianna Syndra. I think Syndra's favored in this matchup, but it's like, 55-45 kind of matchup. It's not terrible. And then, yep, the Rek'Sai's coming in. Wow. It's like I predicted this whole thing. Not the whole thing. I don't love the Ornn pick. Okay, well, there's the Lee Sin. Huh. Wow, I'm a genius. Could you play Zed here? Probably not. Do I like the Ornn more than like a Scion? I don't think I do. But I guess Ornn's pretty good. I would just much prefer for this Ornn pick to be last, rather than the mid lane be picked last. I think that was the only thing, because, if you pick Orianna, it's not like they're gonna play Jace into it, because it's just like a whatever matchup. Because then they're gonna they have the magic damage coming in from Ezreal, but yeah, I don't know. But they get like their last pick. So their last pick is like the Orianna, which isn't even that good. It's not like a good last pick. It's a good pick, but since Orianna is such a just generally safe pick in general. I said too many times, but since it's a safe pick, you're holding it for last while you could give like Ornn or have the J4, because like let's say you want a J4 into Jace. I don't know how that matchup goes, but let's say it's pretty good for Jace. Then like that's good, right? Then you can counter their top lane and their jungle while having an Orianna that's like probably not going to get countered, right? And if they tried to counter with something like Zed or whatever, then you would have like a full AD team. Like you would have like a Zed, you'd have a Zed, a Jace, and like some jungler that's trying to like put everything together. So they're gonna be forced to play like super early game with, Ezreal being their only source of magic damage. And he's not a bad source of magic damage. It's just that you have two lanes that you really need to gank for. While this lane's with the Morgana would be pushing up the entire time. So yeah. Anyways, it seems like the Orianna is going to be locked in. Besides that, yeah, I pretty much said my whole thing. If you guys like this or don't like this, comment in the Reddit comments or whatever. I don't know. Do whatever you want to do. I'm not your mom. But yeah, we're going to see how the game goes after. And yeah.